The small intestine as a whole is 6.7 meters long. The jejunum is about 2.5 meters long, and the ileum is about 3.6 meters long. 40% of the mobile small intestine is the jejunum, and the remaining 60% is the ileum. There's no set point where the jejunum ends and the ileum starts. They gradually shift from one to another. The functions of this system are digestion and absorption of nutrients and minerals from food. The chemical digestion also occurs in the small intestine.
Located in the upper left portion of the abdomen is the jejunum. This is where chyme, partially digested food, enters from the duodenum. Most of the nutrients from the food are absorbed in this section. By the time the chyme passes through the jejunum and enters the ileum, around 90% of all nutrients have been absorbed by the body. The small intestine absorbs over 95% of ingested carbs and proteins. From the duodenum, it then goes to the ileum, which is the upper right part of the pelvis, where there's further absorption of vitamins B12 and bile salts.
So the small intestine is responsible for absorption, and once the nutrients are broken down, they're absorbed by the inner walls of the small intestine and taken into the bloodstream, where the nutrients are absorbed by diffusion. The small intestine is good at absorbing because it has a very large surface area and has many tiny finger-like structures of tissue called villi that line the inside. The villi have epithelial cells and capillary beds and lymph capillaries called lacteals. Nutrients are absorbed through epithelial cells into the capillary blood and lacteals. The pulsing of the villi make absorption more efficient. Microvilli have enzymes that complete the breakdown and digestions of carbs and proteins. The nutrients from the chemically broken down food from the duodenum are absorbed by the jejunum and the ileum and are sent back to the bloodstream. The duodenum breaks down the carbs and the jejunum and the ileum digest. The inner lining is folded to increase surface area, and the folds make tiny projections called villi, and they absorb nutrients.